death, old age, and disease. Joy, happiness, peace, distress, anxiety, fear, anger, stress, war, and death. How can you stop this cycle of karma by your own? The word karma means acting and reacting, or also action, activity. So how do you want to stop acting in this physical body? It is not possible. We always act. We can't just meditate for hours and hours, years after years. It's not possible. As long as we have consciousness, as long as the soul is in this body, we always desire. So we always have to act. That means we get more and more entangled in the process of karma, in the activities of this material world. Ultimately, there is no good, neither bad karma. Karma is neutral. But as long as you act in this material world, you will create karma. There's no way out. May it be good, may it be bad, but you still have to suffer birth, old age, disease, and death. But there's a way out. Hello my friends, welcome back to Atmaflow. Today I want to talk about 3 ways how to free yourself from karma, as it is described in the sacred text, the Bhagavad Gita. The first thing I want you to understand is just by having now this human body, this physical form, and having this human experience, you already burn karma every day by doing your duty, by following some rules and regulations. Maybe you live a religious life, a God-conscious spiritual life. Maybe you're atheistic and you don't believe in God at all. But just by working, just by encountering your loved ones, or you have some fight or some argue with friends or your family, you already burn karma. Of course, it depends how do you react. And an easy way to break the cycle of karma more and more is to understand who you are. And that actually not you are the controller and the doer of this material world. And there's a very nice verse in the Bhagavad Gita describes exactly this point. Prakrite kriya yamani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimutatma kartaham iti manyate. So Prakriti is the material nature. Prakriti kriya, kriya means activities. Gunai karmani sarvashaha, ahankara, the false ego. Vimutatma, bewildered. The soul, the consciousness under the influence of the false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities, but in actuality, he is not acting. It is the 3 modes of material nature. So because of the influence of I and mine, my body, my glasses, my YouTube channel, my family, my country, I identify myself with Maya, with the material modes of nature. And so many things around us are arranged. But actually we can only perceive a small percentage, maybe 1%. But 99% happens in the background. And everything that happens to us is arranged by the laws of karma. And we think we are the doer. But actually we just reap the fruits of our activities we performed in a previous life or in this life. And it's constantly, when you breathe, you inhale insects, when you walk, you step on ants, when you speak harsh words, you shoot arrows in other people's hearts, when you go to work, you earn money, when you live healthy, eat healthy, You will lose some weight, some calories. When you practice yoga and meditation, you will be more calm, more focused. So this is all action and reaction. But many things happen around us without our endeavor, without our desire. It just happens because it is our karma. It is written in the Akash field, in the ether. And when circumstances changes, when good things or bad things happen to us, then we need to introspect and reflect. Actually, this is not me acting. This is just the reactions of actions I performed previously in different times, in different lives. And then you will see, all of a sudden, you're not so much under the influence of the circumstances anymore. You can take a step back consciously and you see the flow of karma working on your life. But you don't identify with this material nature because you understand, I'm not this body. Or do you say, my hand, my fingers, my body? Or do you say, I fingers, I hand, I body? So if you say my body, that means that it's something you possess. But what is the I? Who is the one who possesses this body? This is the spiritual being, the soul, covered by the false ego. And this understanding will make you free from your karmic cycle. And in this chapter I just quoted the verse from, it's the 3rd chapter, called Karma Yoga, to renounce the fruits of your actions. You act, you work, but you're not attached to the result, or you even offer the result. You go to work, you offer your money to your family members, to your loved ones, or you help out a friend without expecting anything. This is Karma Yoga, means this kind of activities don't create new karma. You don't do it for yourself, you do it for someone else. You serve humanity, you serve your friends and loved ones, you serve God without expecting anything, being completely detached. So just by your daily life, by your daily activities, you can shift, you can change your consciousness. You can always, in any way, be detached of the results. Even if you go to your job, even if you go to work. I know it's difficult, but just try to be detached on the outcome. You give your best, you be there, you fulfill your duty, and whatever happens, you try to not be attached, just letting go. And you will see how your life will change tremendously. And we are only bound by karma because we think this body as I and mine. So the second way to free yourself from karma is through the process of yoga, to detach yourself from material enjoyment. Now I will speak a verse from the 5th chapter in the Bhagavad Gita. It's also called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, acting in Krishna or God consciousness. And this chapter is also called Sannyas Yoga, the yoga of renunciation. Our strong desire to enjoy this material world is the reason why we can't get free from karma. And there's a very nice story illustrates this point. Once a man like me or you went to a sadhu, a sage, a very advanced yogi, and he asked him, please, I want to become like you. I want to be dedicated to the process of yoga, free from this material suffering, the whirlpool of birth and death. Please help me. I want to follow you. I want to be your disciple. And the sadhu said, okay, but it will not be easy. Come with me. So they went to a small lake, and the sadhu took the head of this man and put the head under water. Can you imagine? And after some time, the sadhu let go of the head. The man came out of the water, gasping for air, tried to breathe, completely bewildered why this sadhu is doing that to him. And the sadhu said, I'm sorry, I didn't want to harm you, but I want to ask you, what did you think when you were under the water? And all he could think of was to get some air, to survive, to come out of the water. And the sadhu said, and this is the lesson I want to teach you today. Can you follow what I'm saying? The desire to get free from the boundaries of karma, from the boundaries of this material world, to become free of sense enjoyment, that is the way out, to get free from karmic reactions. Because we don't want to give up our material life. Why should we? It's nice here. Imagine I take a fish out of the water. I put him on the beach. He will get a nice bench, some sunglasses, an umbrella, some nice cool drinks, a pizza, a nice beautiful fish lady. And then you ask the fish, how are you? I hope you can enjoy your life. And actually the fish suffers. The fish has all the luxury, but the fish is meant to be in the water. In the same way, we are not meant to suffer in this endless cycle of birth and death. The soul is not meant to just die again, and again in this material world. So the desire to enjoy in this material world is so deep rooted. And it's not just, I want to have a nice car, a nice house, I want to have lots of money, beautiful girls. I'm not talking about these desires. The desire to become happy in this material world. That's the illusion. When you think you're happy, when you feel happy, then it's a feeling like nothing can happen to you. Remember all the times when you felt the greatest joy. How long did it take that you fall down again in the rabbit hole and feel awful, deprived of energy, happiness and enthusiasm? Because this world is a place of happiness and distress. It's always these dualities, good karma, bad karma, light and the dark, masculine, feminine. So the desire to be free from finding happiness in this world, that will free you from karma. So you don't need to become a yogi and go to the Himalayas. No, wherever you are at the moment, try to be humble and try to serve others. Serve Mother Nature, serve the universe, serve God. This will lead to real satisfaction, and these are the qualities of a saintly person. And now I want to quote this verse: Yoga yukto vishud atma vichit atma chitendriya sarva bud atma budhatma kurvan api nalipyate. So this verse describes how to become free from karma. Kurvan api nalipyate means to become free from the entanglement of this material world. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma. So whoever works in yoga, whoever lives a life full of principles, rules and regulations, who practices asanas, the sitting postures, pranayama, breath control, meditation, you absorb yourself, you withdraw the senses, the mind of the external world, of the objects of the senses. You go deeply inside, go in meditation. Vishuddha Atma. Vishuddha means pure. Atma is the body, the mind. But in this case, the soul, the spiritual being. So whoever is a pure soul, we are all pure souls. But now we contaminated, we are covered by the dirt of material entanglement, by all our desires, by our habits, by our ignorance about the self, that we think we are this body. We're completely in illusion, but the soul has pure thoughts, pure emotions, pure desires. The consciousness within, like the sun with its sun rays, is illuminating the whole universe. You, the soul, the spiritual being, is illuminating the whole body with consciousness. Vichit Atma Chitendriyaha. To control the mind, be self-controlled and control the senses. To not just live on autopilot and just live your life. To wake up, to go to work, come home, to eat, to sleep, End of the month, you get enough money so that you can repeat the cycle of working, eating, sleeping. You just work to survive. You just eat to enjoy. And we sleep way too long. It's not necessary to sleep 8, 9, 10 hours. Understand, every moment is precious. From 100 years, if we sleep 12 hours a day, we only live 50 years. And then from 0 to 10, we're in childhood, we go to school, we play around, then we are teenagers, we're doing sports, we're doing parties, then we have to work our whole life, maintain our family, and then maybe at the end, from 60 to 80, 10, 20 years left for self-inquiry, for self-realization, to understand who we are. So the life is so short. Be self-controlled, practice meditation, pranayama, yoga, breath control, learn to control the mind. Control of the mind, you can control the senses, and then you will get free from the entanglement of this material world. Sarva Bhut Atma. Such a soul is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. He has compassion, love and kindness towards any living entity, not just the humans, also the animals. Nowadays we keep all these nice pets, dogs and cats, but what if someone slaughters them? What if somebody kills them? And this is what's happening with all the animals. So much violence, so much fear, so much death. And we eating all this violence. We're creating so much karma. But a pure soul, he would never eat animals. A simple life, to maintain his body, to eat fresh foods, fruits, vegetables, milk products, full of prana, full of life, and not harm innocent beings. It's the main point. And he is dear to everyone. Everyone loves him. Everyone likes him, because everyone can feel and experience his purity. And in the same way, he doesn't see the dog, the elephant, the cow, the sage, the yogi, the atheist. No, he sees every living being with the same vision. He understands it's just a body, it is just the material covering, and he can see the soul within. He has a bigger vision. That's why everyone is dear to him, and he is dear to everybody. This is the process of yoga. Yoga will free you from karma by your own endeavor. And the first line of this verse, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma. Yoga is not just meditation, pranayama, breath control, mind control. Yoga in the context of the Bhagavad Gita means bhakti. Bhakti yoga. Yoga, the word means to connect. Bhakti is the love and devotion. Our love and devotion to God. This is the safest way and the most powerful way to remove our karmic reactions. If we work for ourselves, we constantly create new karma. But when we start acting and working for God, there's no new karma, because God, He is the purest entity. He's the purest consciousness. He's the absolute being, the absolute truth. And by working for Him, by dedicating each breath, each second of your life to Him, you will be freed from all karmic reactions. The 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called the conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. And the last verse of this sacred text, the last instruction Krishna gave to Arjuna is Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vracha Aham Tvam Sarva Bhabibhyo Mokshyayishyami Masuchaha. A wonderful verse. Sarva Dharman Parityaja. All, Sarva, all Dharma Parityaja. Renounce, give up all Dharma, all religions, all activities, all your concoctions, all your mental speculation, all your ideas about life, religion and God. Krishna says, after he speaks 700 verses, instructions about how to live a fulfilled spiritual life and attain the perfection of your yogic practice, at the end he says, just give it all up. And mam ekam shadanam pracha. Just surrender unto me. Give it up, everything. And just this life, just surrender unto me. Aham dvam sarva pabibhyo. Papa means sin. All your sins I will remove. All your sins. All your sinful reactions. All your karma. Moksha ishyami. I give you moksha. I will liberate you. Ma suchaha. Suchaha. Do not fear. Krishna says, give it all up. I will take care of you. Do not fear. I can promise you these words. If you meditate about them, if you try to live them, all of a sudden all the burden of the world will be gone. I experience it since many years myself. If I dedicate my time to Krishna, to God, I take one step towards Him. He takes 100 steps towards me. He removed all my suffering, where I came from, drugs, jail, friends who did all kinds of bad things in life. I was suffering many years, and then one point I read the Bhagavad Gita and I surrendered. And I can tell you, God, He just removed all my suffering, all my karma. It's so easy. Of course, sometimes you fall into old habits or some various situation arise and you forget and you again try to do it by yourself and forget about God. Immediately you can feel the pressure of this material world because you again under the influence of karma, the big whirlpool of samsara, birth and death. But if you surrender this very moment to God, then everything will be possible. There will be no new bad karma. And in this life, you will become a pure soul, a pure being, and experience real transcendental happiness, free from the dualities of day and night, happiness and distress, summer and winter, good karma and bad karma. There's one last verse I want to conclude this talk. One is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya, the illusory energy. If one only one time seriously and sincerely says, my dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for so many lifetimes in this material world, from this day on, I'm yours. I'm your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your devotional service. If you utter this word just in your mind, just feel the words, your life will change immediately. So, we talked about various ways how to break the cycle of karma. It's completely up to you which path you take, but try to understand how karma works, who you are, what the body is, what the mind is, what the soul is. Just meditate about all these points and you will see how the reactions of your karma will change in your life, and you will be more fulfilled, more satisfied, more nourished, full of knowledge, wisdom, peace and love. Thank you for watching. I will try to make a few more videos about this topic because it's so important to understand the nature of the self, the soul, karma, and what is our relationship to it, how we can get free from it to live a peaceful, happy and blissful life. All the best. Namaste.